Recently, I watched the final game of the latest round of the World Cup soccer, or football, matches on TV. For at least 20 years, many people have been saying that soccer is going to catch on in this country in a very big way. The kids will grow up playing it, and the professional leagues will struggle at first, but they'll get established, and to help them along, we'll import some of the best players, stars like Pele and David Beckham, and big crowds will show up to see them play. It hasn't happened. America has resisted the lure of soccer. It drives other countries wild, but it doesn't add up to squat for us. I like the game, but I think I understand why it hasn't made it in America. We have our version of football, and it's very popular because it fits our national psyche, with all of its rules and structure and gear. Soccer is still foreign to us. The game is played mainly with the feet, for God's sake. America is a hands-on, manual labor, grip it and rip it culture, or it was. Now all the kids play electronic games, but that's another story. We still do things with our hands. Certainly we use our hands in all our games, our ball games. In soccer, if you use your hands, it's a foul. Limiting the game to the feet is totally contrary to our nature. It feels perverse to us. And the scoring of the game doesn't fit us either. All that dogged work for just the chance to score a goal. A single goal is a very big deal in soccer. A 2-0 defeat is a pretty lopsided contest. When Germany beat Brazil, the host country, 7-0 in the semi-final match, it was absolutely unprecedented and a national disgrace. We Americans like to make fun of the foreign announcers who get so excited when someone on their team scores a goal. Whenever the World Cup is being played, there will be clips of a broadcaster shouting out for a goal on radio stations so we Americans can shake our heads over the behavior of those crazy idiots from Argentina or Costa Rica who lose their marbles over one lousy goal. But as I said, when a goal is scored in the game of soccer, it's a great occasion, a tremendous breakthrough. The final score of the final match in the latest tournament was 1-0, and that goal was scored just before the end of overtime. The two teams had played for nearly 2 hours without scoring. For many Americans, that's not enough. That's boring. Americans like to score, in bunches. Basketball is a game for many Americans. There's a ton of scoring in basketball. All the players do is score. By the time a professional game is completed, it's common for both teams to score 100 or more points. Basketball is like a welfare game when it comes to scoring. They award you an added point if you score from the outside where no one is guarding you. If you are fouled while you're trying to score, you're given free throws. Imagine that. Free throws. They're like food stamps. And if a team makes too many fouls, you're given bonus shots on top of that. Also, you're allowed to foul 5 or 6 times in one game. Basketball is much more forgiving than soccer. Soccer is a subsistence sport. We could make basketball more like soccer. We could add a player, a goalie, who has to stay near the basket at all times, say is limited to the paint, does not run the floor. That would drastically change the game, reduce the scoring, and we would not like it. Soccer, like any game, is a test, and we don't like it. It's not a good fit for America. It involves far too much work and far too little reward. We want to rack up a lot of points without having to suffer or dig too deep for them. That is America. We want our milk and honey, our cookies and ice cream. We want cheap, plentiful gas, goddammit, and points by the bushel. Those nutty third world countries and those crazy Europeans can have their soccer, the loony upside down game you play with your feet.